VC here. Hi, guys and gals. Well, hope you're well. It's Monday. And Monday, as you often know, and I say every time, is usually tag day. I didn't know today, actually. Jasmine was a little bit later. So I had taken a walk this morning, and, I thought I'll just do it at home. But now, actually, I'm in the park. So, hi, Jasmine. Hope that you're well and that you had a good evening before I saw your tag, and you had been playing Skittles, I think you said. And so, yeah, that sounds like a good outing. Yeah. So let's see what those questions are. Okay, 5 questions. So let's see what I can do. 5 questions. Question 1. Values from your childhood that you still carry with you today. I think every value that I have probably comes still from my childhood. My parents were very upright, honest people. They were believers. We in very young age, so I'm not a Catholic anymore, but my parents were Catholic, and so we were brought up like regularly on our knees, saying the beads, and praying was not an option, put it that way. But it wasn't a question of it wasn't an option, but I was brought into that, and I believe, anyway, I won't get into it, but I'm just saying that's part of the values that we were brought into. Family, and what could I say? Try and to do your best in what you're doing. So I guess those are things. A value that my parents also gave me is that you are able, and that is something that's good to know. I think that actually I would myself, I try to give the same value. In that respect, I'm a little bit less extreme than my parents. When I say a little bit less extreme, is that I'm not of the mind that everybody can do everything, but do the best in what you're doing. Yeah. Okay, that's question 1. Question 2. Are hobbies important to you? Yeah, quite a bit, actually. Over the years, I guess I could almost say my first hobby was reading. I know it sounds strange, but it was something I was into. I would read a book a day, which I don't anymore, but I would read a book a day, sometimes even more, especially in Christmas. Christmas vacations as well, but summer vacations. But now, for how many years have I been vlogging and doing YouTube videos? That's a hobby, since the beginning of YouTube. That's a long time ago. Taking pictures and, so to say, developing them. I say developing them in a digital manner. Geocaching when I can. Yeah, hobbies are pretty important to me. Yes, they are. Now, what are we at? Question 3. Share a story you experienced on your travels. Well, it'd be quite a few, actually, but I remember one when I was traveling back. I was in America. I was leaving, was it Buffalo Airport, which is a small airport, and we had to go towards Boston. And to go to Boston, I have mentioned it in other vlogs before, but there was a really, really big storm brewing up. And we knew that if we were not in Boston by a certain time, we might not even be able to leave the East Coast. So we were in, I say we, as myself and other people. I was not with Mrs. DC, it was a business trip. And we were in a small plane. Was it probably 6-7 people at the most? Our luggage was right beside us in the plane. The pilots were not hidden from view, they were there. It stunk of petrol or whatever, fuel, and we were like bouncing up and down on the sun and everything. And you know what? Even the pilots didn't seem at ease. And you're going along like that, and you know you've got to get to Boston because you don't know what it's going to be like. And if it's a really big storm, you'll probably end up sleeping at the airport because it would be way too complicated. And once we managed to get at the airport, we still had to change to get somehow to the international terminal. To this day, I don't remember how I did, but I did, and we left late, and we were the last plane that left the East Coast. At least that's what the pilot told us. Because after we took off, they closed down basically most of the East Coast. So I say most. I know that New York, Boston, and Washington, as far as I know. Anyway, it was like closed down by major thunderstorms. Yeah, that's one story. That's question 3. So let me see, we're up to question 4. Top 3 things you pack, no matter where you're going. Well, I guess if we say packing, I won't count my phone because my phone is always in my pocket. Right now, I was looking for it, and I'm holding it here. So of course it'd be my phone, but my contact lens solutions, I absolutely need that. And I was going to say my camera. So a form of camera. If it's a very small trip, no, if it's a trip, I bring a camera. Some people say, well, you have your phone. Yeah, I know I have my phone, but I always bring a camera. And it would be my iPad, actually. I mean, my phone will be there anyway. It's not a question of packing it away. It's like basically my phone is my ticket. It's my everything, you know. So it's basically, I wouldn't even call it something that I pack. It's just part. It's like my clothes, you know. So my iPad, yeah. Some might say, what about your clothes? Well, I guess I would have clothes. Yes, yeah. Okay. So yeah, those are the top 3 things. Yeah. Question 5, and last. Is there any grandparent you know nothing about? Oh, wow, that's a different question. So if we talk about the first generation grandparents, so I would say about from my mom's side, I know everything about them, I would say. Even some secret rumors and stuff like that. So yeah. On my dad's side, we were basically brought up with my grandmother. She lived with us at a period, and we lived in the same town, very close to one another. We'd spend summers with her, vacations. And her husband, so my father's father, so my paternal granddad, he passed away when I was 18 months. And we still know basically everything about him because my dad always spoke about him. And he passed away, he was 58, I think it was. I think he was 58. Yeah, that was it. I guess he was 58, something like that. It doesn't really matter. 58 or 59. Anyway, like I said, it doesn't really matter. But he was not 60. And but my dad always spoke about him and told us many stories about him. So, you know, I kind of feel that I know him. And so I guess the answer to that is no, I guess I do know most about my grandparents. I'd have to go to the great-grandparents to say that I know less, and even them, I know quite a bit, actually. Yeah. So in that question, yeah, I mean, my family history, I probably have not been as good a person in that respect, but my father and mother, my father especially in this respect, was very strong on oral tradition and telling us about family members. Yeah. Okay, that's it. That'll be DC signing off. Thank you, Jasmine, for another good tag, and I see that I've chatted again close to 10 minutes. So take care. Have a great week. Bye-bye.